We are just headed back to Michigan, go see my kids. They got a couple days off here for New Year's, so we're gonna go do that. And while I'm back there, I wanted to go back to a few places that I hunted when I was a kid, show you where I killed my first buck, you know, some of that stuff. I want to go back to where I used to live, right next to state land. I had a tree stand, well, not a tree stand, it was actually a tree fort right there where I used to live, so I want to see if that's still there as well. Just having fun, and you know, my real goal here is to try and convey to you guys what this hunt means to me. Man, he stole me. Damn, I think we got him, Manny. Yeah, I know that's going to be almost impossible to do, but pretty thankful to go spend time with my kids, and I'm actually traveling with my youngest. There she is. Love that kiddo, so be a good old time, but I'll be back in Iowa here in just a few days. Been down this road a million times, Chief Noonday Road, M179, just past Payne Lake there. Pretty wild. This is where I first started shooting archery league way back, just out of high school. It's a place called Captain Sporting Goods. So I came out here with my dad. It was probably 1986, I bet. I'd bow hunted this before too when I was a little kid, and I wasn't too old. Would have been second day of firearm season, so November 16th. And their season is closed right now, so we're not going to mess up anyone's hunting. You can go ahead and roll some footage if you want to, hon.
Just random stuff?
Yeah, you can film your dad, film trees, whatever. Have a good old time. Man, the time I spent in this state game area is crazy. I would come out here like this time of year and just scout. I just love being outdoors. Of course, what I would like to convey to you guys on this Frazier hunt is just what it means to me, you know, because of my childhood and all the time I spent with my dad hunting. Well, my dad in general, but hunting for sure. I spent a lot of time with my grandpa, who was the original owner of that gun. I would go down there because he lived just down, my grandma and grandpa lived just down the road from me. I'd go down there all the time, and he had satellite TV back then, and so he either had hunting or fishing on all the time, so I'd go down there and watch that with him. Spent a lot of time with him. This looks pretty much the way I remember it, actually. Maybe a little different. I mean, the houses are all over in here now, but so I don't know if you can see it here.
This is a perfect one.
This, let's see, where would it be? That point right there. Just on the other side of that point was a tree stand. I'd hunted in a few times. Missed my first doe right there. I thought that was a big deal. I came out and looked and looked and looked for that deer thinking I hit it, but apparently I'd shot under it. I wasn't very old, put it that way. So here is the spot right here. This has grown up a little more brushy now, but it was somewhat more open. But right in here, it was just inside the woods, sitting on a stump or a log. I can't remember which, but I can remember the hunt just fine. I'm sitting here probably 2 hours after first light. So happy to be out. I mean, from an early age, I realized, you know, how magical it was to be around big game, you know, deer and whatever else out hunting. It was just something magical about it. So I just loved getting out here. And I don't know, heard some shooting over that way. It wasn't long, and here come that little 4-point running down through here. And I have a pump action 20 gauge. And I started shooting at him here, shot once or twice, and he turned. He couldn't tell where that sound was coming from. Started running right across here in front of me, and I was throwing lead. Finally, I hit him, dropped him, went running out there, and then I'm hollering for my dad. Like, Dad, I got him, I got him. And I still remember my dad. I don't even know where he's sitting because he went walking on down farther. I can still remember him popping out down there on that second point. He was just in there kind of watching over the cattail swamp there. He popped out there in his orange and came running up here, and we had a pretty cool celebration. I got my first deer, you know, and Dad was pumped for me. Brings back so many memories that I just love to this day. Dad and I hunted all over the place. We went out west for years and hunted Michigan, of course, hunted out in Colorado. And I never had a deer that either he wasn't with me that I killed, or didn't go with me to recover the deer, or later when I was out in Iowa, I always called him when I got a deer, told him what I got, and sent pictures and stuff. So that's why this Frazier hunt is so special to me. It's just thinking back about all those years. And you know, you younger guys, this probably won't resonate with you. I understand that. But the older guys that have lost people really close to them, I think you'll understand where I'm coming from on this. It's just it's really cool to think back to all of it. Be back in Michigan and see how forested this is. Pretty stinking cool. What do you think?
I don't know, but I'm cold.
All right, well, let's start heading back. We'll keep on moving so we don't get too cold. Now we are to the state land where I spent a lot of my childhood, back squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting all through here. So that house right there, my dad actually built that house. It's been back about 1970. And the building next to it, I dug a lot of those post holes by hand right there. Spent a lot of time across the road in what we called Storkums right there. A guy named Storkum owned that. It was all pine trees as far as you could see in there. And we'd go over there, build forts and whatever. Now it's all houses and traffic. All right, headed out to see my dad's gravestone, headstone, whatever you want to call it. Might have to do this one in private, but we'll see how it goes. What a rich tradition of hunting back here in Michigan. I mean, as far as that goes, it blows Iowa away. It's just, they just don't have the regulations to have what we have. But I'm not so sure that's a bad thing. I should have brought some kind of a big buck I could put on his headstone. What the heck is wrong with me? I think he's the one that's covered up with snow over there.
Brushed off.
Yep. You go ahead, you can turn your camera on if you want to.
That's like crazy. Your dad's name is Owen Reigler.
Yep.
Your name's Owen Reigler.
Yep, I'm Owen Reigler Jr. Well,
That middle one?
gonna need to shut this off. Whew.
Can't you beat it? 0 to 60, man.
Whoa, what can you say about that? An absolute dream buck.
He's down right there, baby. Let's go. He's down right there. Dude, you freaking did it. Oh, man. Insane night. Season on, game on.
Well, hey there everybody, welcome back to one of our final episodes of the year. And as you can tell by the front end, this is a very special one, not only to Owen, but to us as a team. Obviously, you know, there's a lot to unpack on that walk that Owen just did there in Michigan. And really just brings to attention kind of what this episode and next week's are gonna have as a common theme, which is that big bucks are great and setting goals are great. And, you know, navigating hunting seasons, it's easy to get caught up in whether it was a success or a failure or what did we learn. But, you know, at the end of the day, everybody's got a first hunt, everybody's got a last hunt, and it really comes down to who you choose to spend it with that means the most. And this episode is all about the buck that Owen called Frazier, but it's ultimately one where he was able to accomplish a goal that has been very important to him. And so for it to come together the way that it did on the buck that it did, I hope you guys enjoy watching it as much as we did putting it together. And I just wanted to say, Owen, all of us really appreciate you. We love you like family. And this is one that is full of lessons that we constantly talk about with you, that we are grateful you share with us. And so congratulations again to you. Devin, congratulations on an entire season behind the camera, laying down these stories, and obviously a great season with your own bucks. And to everybody out there, really just appreciate all the support you've shown the team across all the episodes. But this one and next week, we're really excited to bring them your way. Stick around to the end. We're gonna give you a sneak peek of next week's show. And as always, appreciate you being here. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Welcome back to the show, guys. As maybe you have seen earlier this year, I've had an excellent year here in 2025. Had a couple, 2 or 3 bucks way up on the list, and one of them was this Frazier buck. You know, the story to him starts back in 2024. After I went back and looked through all my trail pictures, I realized 2024 was the first year I'd have picked him up. So going into 2024, I just really wanted to get a look at this deer. I couldn't tell exactly what he was on the pictures, how good he was. So we got into shotgun season. My brother went hunting with me, which is always a lot of fun. We'd hunted together. He filmed me for years. So it was a lot of fun getting into that 2024 hunt, but we didn't see him on that hunt. Matter of fact, we never saw him that season. And he's sporadic the whole time. So I realized he doesn't really core up on me. I mean, obviously it's part of his home range. He's coming for the food, I think. So going into 2025, I'm trying to decide exactly what we want to do to get these bucks in here. You know, it's a busy time of year. We've got ag to get in the ground. But what can I do to kind of help get these deer in here, like what we did for the Genesis buck? And one of the things I'm thinking is the food component for this tall 10. I want clover in there, and we've got it in the waterways where it gets more moisture, so it's an important component for spring and summer. I've also got soybeans in there, opposite of what's in that area. So corn is all along in that area, you know, hundreds of acres of it there. So I opt to plant soybeans, because if he wants soybeans, there's only one place he's gonna go, which is a big food source in the summer too, and it's the only thing in the whole area. You know, these are some of the things that I can control. I mean, yeah, you can work on bedding and stuff, but it's not really a factor necessarily on this tall 10. One common thing between Genesis and this tall 10 is they were not what I call a king buck, so they're just living in this core. You know, you're gonna see them at some point in time. They're outsiders that you're just hoping to pull in. And then we get to midsummer, we start putting our cameras out for the year, and boom, first we get this Genesis buck, and next we get velvet pictures of this tall 10 as well. So this is the rewarding part of everything that I do. You know, all the trouble I go through, the relentless work, is to try and get deer to do this kind of thing. And you know, for me, it is the most rewarding thing out there. When you go do the work and then you see them actually do what you're hoping they're gonna do, you know, I can't understate that. It's a very rewarding thing.
Which one'd you go with?
What we got here? Rutting buck. He's rutting already.
All right, so I heard we were talking about Grandpa over here.
Grandpa, yes.
He liked this last year, it looked like.
It was beautiful footage, man. He hit it perfect. Stood there broadside, could have shot him 10 times.
Now that's not the deer you were in here looking for though. And rumor has it this deer's back.
This deer is back. It's the tall 10, beautiful buck. Hunted him 5 or 6 times last year, never did see him, so he's back again. I think we're gonna put a little effort into hunting this buck. He's solid. So this presentation is the main course right here. The more obnoxious you can make it, the better they hit it, more leaves and everything. With any luck, he hits this scrape when we're sitting right there. But we'll hunt him right here in the evening, see if we can't get a crack at him. We've got some monster buck clover. We've got my fall mix up through here and standing soybeans, so nice little smorgasbord, and then corn as you go up farther. Everything he wants right here.
Tried and true spot.
Tried and true.
Stickers, RIP.
Stickers, yep. He met his maker right here and died just the other side of that ditch. We love to experiment, right? I just told Rye, he said there's a nice cedar right there. I said, I bet we can make them rub on that. If we clear those limbs up a little bit higher and give them a nice spot to rub, I'll bet you big old tall 10 will open that up. Let's see if we can be right on this. For this one, I'm gonna put the camera past the cedar so we can catch the cedar and this trail. So I need you to weed whip like a nice little cone shape back in like this. All right, she's ready. How you like the presentation, boys? We threw a little vine scrape there. We've got the cedar all exposed. I will eat your shorts if they don't rub that tree right there. I'm telling you right now. All right, we're just finishing up on this farm, guys. And Rye made me come up with a name for the tall 10. And finally I decided on Frazier. I love that because for years I said, down goes Frazier. So with any luck, maybe down goes Frazier. We'll see.
I like it.
Yeah. So we've got our mock scrapes all set up. Preseason checklist is done. Now, usually I like to hunt the opener. Of course, it's always an exciting time, but I'm seeing this weather forecast. They're forecasting the cold front for the 6th, so I decided to set out until the 6th. Then I'm gonna take my shot. Something to note, you know, all these cold fronts aren't equal, and there's different variations as I'm thinking about where can I hunt on these cold fronts and what do you need to hunt these spots. So I've got to break down this stand site for the tall 10, and I know the way this stand is set up, we're on the uphill side, and in the evenings so often, you know, that wind speed will drop off in that last hour or sometimes that last half an hour. So one of the things I always look at is your wind speed all the way up until dark, and so that was a factor going into this hunt. I wasn't going to hunt the Frazier buck because we didn't have that wind speed late. I feel like that's one of the most important things is not to let him know that you're hunting him. So risk versus rewards, not worth the risk. So I end up making the choice to go hunt the Genesis buck, end up having a great hunt, and you guys have probably seen that story. There's a stallion on the grounds, boys. Oh my gosh, that is a horse. Dude, like, oh, he's a big boy. But it's really cool to see the plan come to fruition for both of these bucks. They both daylighted like you hope they would, and he does end up showing up very early that day, so maybe you still had the wind speed to get him killed, but wasn't a risk I wanted to take. So I've got this Genesis buck down, and of course I'm wanting to get in after this Frazier buck right away. I know he's in the area, but we don't have a good north wind for the tree stand, so we do have a second setup for a southeast wind, which is what we have. So we go in, and wouldn't you know, he walks right under the tree stand, which he does, 10 yards away. All right, guys, here it is, October 9th, about 3:15 in the afternoon here. I would really rather be hunting right down there. We got a tree stand set up where that grandpa buck hit the rubbing post. But we need a pretty stiff north wind for that. And we've got southeast today. This is one of my few areas where I've got a target buck we can hunt on a southeast wind, so that's why we're right here. We got a shot, I know that much. Excited to be out. We'll see how it goes, should be fun. Did I mention the Frazier buck? No. Oh. Yeah, so we're in here after the Frazier buck. Thought I mentioned that, but you know, if we were here on the 6th, he was in here big time, early too. He was down there on that rubbing post. He was right over here as well. But we were hunting that Genesis buck, and that worked out pretty good, so it could only be in one spot at a time, I found out. Maybe he'll daylight tonight, you never know. Man, he's tall. Smoke. Right now would be the time to hit him with a crop. He hasn't heard it yet, is he? Looking at something over there towards the tree stand. And he can't see past these weeds here either, so it might be enough to come investigate. I wish I knew if he was aggressive or not. I might snort weeds at him, but I don't want to call too much this time of year. It's 6:30, so we got 45 minutes still. Yeah. A lot of time. Oh my gosh, it really missed him. Keeps walking down. That ain't what we want. Good gravy. Did you see the beams on that buck? That's Frazier. Gosh, he's gorgeous. Only deer that we've seen. We got a bunch of greens in these beans. Looks like he's gonna work up that hill. I mean, unless there's just a scrape on that edge and he's gonna come this way, but this early in the year, I'm not gonna get crazy with my calling. Got his attention already. What are you gonna do? Yeah, we still got like 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. We'll see what happens. It's only 70 yards right there. Man, it's awesome to see. The worst way, I want him to work back down in here, but he lives to fight another day, I would say, but he's not going anywhere. If we get the right wind, we'll be in that tree stand down there. We'll be back on the next cool down, and hopefully it's a north wind, and we have a meeting with Frazier. Well, it's 3:30, October 13th. We are in the tree stand we wanted to be in last time we hunted last Thursday. We're after that Frazier buck, and he stepped out right here last time we were here. Worked this rubbing post, worked up this edge, and those beans and greens right there. So, my gosh, if he would do that again today, we would be in the action. The one caveat we've got is this wind. We've got a good wind speed for this spot right now. But right around dark, it's going to calm down to about 6 or 7 miles an hour, which in my mind's borderline. It might be enough. I'd rather it was 8 or 10, but it's close enough to where I thought this was our one chance to, while he's on a pattern, try and get in here and get him. Tell you what, if he works that rubbing post, hey, this is going to be some sweet footage. 22 yards, so hopefully I can make that shot. I've made them before. I can make it again. That's got to be your mindset right now. Like, I totally expect this deer to step out. I'm going to be calm and make a good shot. And I hope I don't eat my words, but that's the way you got to think about this in my mind. You got to expect it to happen, then when it does, you're not freaking out. Although we'll see when he steps out. My heart will be pounding through my chest, I'm sure. Set in, see how it goes. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever seen? That is nuts. Well, this wind's doing all kinds of crazy stuff here. It's getting a little bit annoying. Tempted to get down and get out of here, but you know, about 70% of the time our wind's good, and it'll kind of swirl, go different directions. It just, I don't know. We're almost to prime time, so I guess we'll sit in here, see how it goes. So we take another shot at him, we have a good wind direction. When I'm sitting there, we start to get some fluctuating winds. The wind's dying down more than I expected. And I noticed a couple of deer were picking up on me, so I made the decision, we're gonna get the heck out of there. I feel like it's imperative that Frazier doesn't wind us while we're on stand. Otherwise, you know, I don't feel like we're gonna kill him right there. So that was a big deal. So I just made the decision when the coast was clear. I said, Devin, let's just get the heck out of here real quick, make sure we don't mess him up. So I take a few more shots at him. We don't see him. I end up taking a shot at the 6x6. He reads the script perfectly. Came right to the old rubbing post, even without a good limb on it. That was nuts. So again, I'm tagged out before November, and I don't want to set it out, of course. You know me, I want to go hunting. Devin's got a tag. He kills a great buck over the decoy. Things couldn't be going any better. Now we get into December, you know, the Frazier buck is still at the top of my mind, and there's a goal that I've wanted to accomplish, and that's killing a buck with Grandpa's gun. All right, guys, it's been, what, 3 or 4 years I've really wanted to kill a nice buck with Dad's gun, Grandpa's gun here. We had a little trouble getting her sighted in, so we worked on the front sight, made it a little taller, as I was out of adjustment on the rear sight. So we'll see if we can get her sighted in here, maybe out to 70, 80 yards, and see what we can do with it. Oh my gosh, just to the right. That's pretty solid. Okay, moved her to the left. Well, I'll try and act like I'm in a good mood here, but I kind of ruined my day. Got in a hurry, loaded a ball in there, or a bullet, without putting powder in. The whole time I was doing that, I kept saying, just make sure you put powder in first. And then one time, we got to talking, whatever, loaded a bullet. So with this, there's no breech plug or anything. I'll have to take it to a gunsmith, get that pulled out. So pretty happy about it, woohoo! So following that debacle, I do get the gun sighted in, but for me, this is a short-range weapon. You know, I'm gonna limit myself to about 70, maybe 80 yards is a long shot for me. It's open sights, primitive weapon, you know, so, you know, that's a whole nother issue we gotta talk about. We've gotta get him closer now, almost bow range. So we get into muzzleloader season, I take a shot at him, we don't see him, you know, but I'm looking at the forecast and the weather looks really good. We've got blizzard conditions coming. You know, the whole plan was with the food source there, we've got standing beans, and I feel like if he's gonna move, it's gonna be during these 2 days if he's even still around. All right, December 28th, we're back after Frazier again. We've got a northwest wind just a howling, you can probably hear it. This might be enough to get him in here. We'll see, you know, when there was snow on the ground, I had, I don't know, 10 pictures of him in daylight here, but as far as I know, he hasn't been back since, so we'll see if this is enough to get him back today, and if not, we'll be back here tomorrow. Well, this Frazier buck is an absolute jackwagon. This deer is gonna wear me out. I mean, we've seen just a pile. We lost track, actually. I think we were at 24 does and like 11 or 12 bucks or something last count. Tomorrow afternoon, the wind's gonna die down into the low teens, 10 mile an hour, something like that. So we'll probably be back here. It's a northwest wind again. They moved great tonight, but just not the right deer. Tonight is a killing night, guys. If he doesn't show up tonight, he's just not there. I guarantee that. He's been sporadic like that all year. I mean, he'd be gone for 10 days and then he'd come back, be there for 3 or 4. So hopefully that cold snap yesterday was what we needed to get him back in there. He'll walk in daylight tonight. We'll see a good one, I'll bet you. Bet you. Everybody looking, I'll bet you. Love it. Well, one of the problems when you got conditions like this, you almost can't get in early enough. It's not even 2 o'clock. There's 3 does in the beans already, so I'm gonna be awful darn nice to get in clean and not hold anything back. But one of them heard this ice crunching up here and she keeps looking up the hill. So I don't know if they'll run off or go back to feeding it. It's not ideal. Oh, there's a nice buck out there. It's amazing how excited I get when you got conditions like this where I know deer are gonna move. It's only 5 after 2 right now and we still didn't get in clean. We had 3 bucks and 3 does out here. That's why it's so exciting. They almost feed like they're suicidal when it's like this. I mean, if you had a foot of snow, I mean, it would be like that. But hopefully those deer didn't bump anything we're concerned about. We're after that Frazier buck. There's a couple other nice deer in here I'd take a look at and see if they look old, but I'd really like to see Frazier. Problem is, I don't even know if he's around. I'm not positive he made it through second gun. No pictures of him since, so. But he's been sporadic like that all year, you know. He'd be gone for a week or 10 days and then you'd see him. And so I don't have confirmation he's alive, but I don't have confirmation he's dead either. So we're gonna bank on he's still here. And it's chilly, about 18 degrees, northwest wind, just like yesterday, carrying like this. Sets up perfect for this spot. Now with these higher wind speeds, it's less than it was today, it's windier than heck, but they want to feed on this hillside over here because it's out of the wind, so it kind of puts them out of range for this gun. They'd have to be close to the green, I think, to get a crack. But you gotta be here to find out, so cross your fingers. Come on, Frazier, step on out. Let's go, boys. Turkeys. And they're picking on that one cow again. They're still coming out. Where's out of the 5th one there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's a new one. 6 of them. One's angling off into the grass. That means they're headed this way. Yep, 5 back. So we just tied it up 10 to 10. This is what we live for right here. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having fun already. They're everywhere. Every deer I'm glassing. Is that him? Is that him? Haven't seen him yet, but heck, now we're up to 11 does and 10 bucks. No, 12 does. 10 bucks. They are moving. And we've got a rising moon. Pressure's 30.4. It's still rising, so This is just as good as you can get. I've said that before, but these conditions are just stellar. Holy smokes. This is just fun. I don't care who you are. Oh, we got something down here. What we got? You got that door decent there. Yeah. Oh, I'm shaking. Let's scoot up around your hair a little bit. I'll let him move up to you a little bit here. Okay. What do you think about that? Better reload, I guess. All right, you ready? Yep. Heard that one hit too. He's hit. He's hit. Bed down right there, big boy. Yeah. Bed down right there. Yep. Oh, damn! I think we got him, Danny. He's laying right there. Oh my God! I don't know where I hit him that first time. Those open sides are tough, man. Gosh,
Frazier.
I believe we got him.
Dude.
I'm not gonna celebrate yet until we put our hands on him, but we got him. We got him. We seen the one. We were watching all these deer over here, and we turned back, and there was a little buck, like a 3-point right there. And both of us said it'd be awesome if we looked back. We're looking over, and we look back, and Frazier's standing there. I turn and I look, and I go, "There's a bigger buck right there. What's that? What's that?" Like I had a feeling it was him, and sure enough, I put the binos on him as Frazier. I heard the first one hit, and I heard the second one hit. That was, probably 100, but once you already got him hit, you might as well send another. That was crazy. I was gonna say this afternoon, if he didn't step out, either he's not here in this area or he's already dead. I mean, that's just as good as conditions get. And then we had another buck pop out of that draw right there. I said, well, they're still moving. There's still hope. And bam, there he was. So, come on, man, we gotta have him. I want this buck in the worst way. This, like I said, it's Grandpa's and Dad's muzzleloader. So for the last probably 4 years, I wanted to shoot a nice buck with it. So I'd be awful dang happy if I get him. Might retire the gun with the buck, but we'll worry about that when we put our hands on him.
Oh yeah, you can see the blood fly.
That is crazy. Well, you can see it right there. It is back a little bit. It might be liver. There you go.
That left leg was just a little, bad.
Yep, yeah, you can see him bleeding right there. I feel good after watching that. It was back a little bit, but it wasn't clear back in the intestines or something like that. But gosh, maybe just not enough to expand that bullet to really put him away quick. I don't know. Well, Devin, it's 7 o'clock. What do you say we go get him at 10? 3 hours, go get him. Dead deer. It'd be awesome. Well, we went back, watched it on the big screen there. I could see where I hit him. It was back a little bit, but right at the impact, you could see a nice shot of blood come out. So I feel like he wasn't going to be alive too long. So it's been, see, it was about 5 o'clock and it's 9:20 now. So it's been about 4.5 hours roughly. So I called the CO just to be sure we could recover the deer without our orange on. I know that seems kind of simple, but I want to make sure I'm doing everything by the rules. And we got a hold of the CO and he said, yep, that's fine. You do not need orange on to recover the deer, even if you've got grandpa's gun with you or whatever. So we are good there. I feel like he'll be laying right there. I believe there's a little washout in the field right here because we've mowed this a bunch, but I think he's just to the right of that. It's like right here, Devin. Let's see, white belly guys. We got him. Look at the height of that thing. Holy smokes. Right where he bedded. I told Devin, I was like, I bet we find him right in that bed. Oh my, what do we have here, fellas?
Down goes Frazier.
Oh my gosh. I really didn't think we were gonna get this buck. I was gonna, if he didn't show up tonight, I was gonna be like, where is this deer? What a beautiful buck. Holy smokes. Big old massive bases on him. My goodness. I love him with that gray face right there. I'm starting to be a little partial to that. Nice mass all the way out. There is nothing wrong with that buck. I love him. I mean, that hunt was something else too. We'd seen a pile of deer and a lot of bucks, and of course, like it usually happens with the old smart buck, always the last one out. Sure enough, 15-20 minutes left. There he is. Oh man, so pumped to kill him with that gun. I remember when I was aiming at the deer, thinking my grandpa and my dad have had that gun in their hands many times, and I was glad I got him killed. I hit him back just a little bit, but still good enough to get him. I wish I'd have made a perfect shot, but to do it with that gun, I think my dad brought me that gun in 2019, I want to say, and ever since then I've just wanted to kill a nice buck with that gun. And this buck, I will have a picture of this deer, probably a 24x30 frame picture that is going to hang in my house, and you'll have to pry this gun from my dead hands, I know that. Whew. Makes me a whew. Sorry guys. Makes me a little worked up there, but heck yeah. So pumped for that one. Oh, I love him. My goodness, we seen him there, that was October. We had that encounter with him right out here in that clover. Couldn't get him killed with the bow that day, but he was pretty sporadic in here. He went, I think I had a picture of him November 3rd, and he went all the way to November 23rd without another picture. So he was gone during the rut as far as I know, but that happens a lot of times to these old bucks. Well, this is one I'm never going to forget, I can tell you that. Man, thinking back to all the days hunting with my dad. I didn't get to hunt a lot with my grandpa because of our age difference, but probably the most special hunt of my life, really. I know I can't make you guys feel it, but I wish I could. Appreciate you guys watching, man. This one means a lot to me. You know, just because of that gun right there, so it's everything to me. Thank you for making me a deer hunter, Pops.
Back to you. East.
Yeah, Lamar's right there.
Okay.
Dropped him.
You dropped him.
Thank you, bud.
Oh, I'm happy. Nice shooting, Pa.